then, and then you can just go ahead, or?
Yeah, that's fine. You want to go first?
To me, it doesn't matter. Since you're the guest, I'll let you decide.
Go ahead. You can go. Hello?
Hmm?
I said you can
Voro,
go
that's
first.
your cue.
Oh, I thought you said, okay, I'll go first. No, this isn't. So, also, if you're curious on where to post scans, this is, where the heck is it? Evidence. Go to Naruto evidence supplier. I'll, hashtag it. Hashtag it in the. Okay, just to make sure. There you go. That way, if you can't find it, just go to the casual chat and you can click on that. Okay, so the claim here is pretty simple. Since we're talking about Kakashi at his prime, not just regular DMS, we're going to be using. It should be. I don't want to say obvious, but what we need to do first is we need to identify the fact that when he fought Kaguya, that wasn't prime DMS Kakashi. It's even like if you look back at all the events, it's shown that he's out of chakra and that he doesn't have much stamina to run off of. So right there, when he gets the DMS power, he doesn't have as much chakra as he should. So, and he also lost his Sharingan. So let's go through each of those real quick. Here's this that shows lost the Sharingan, and if you need evidence on, it's also loading if you're curious. If you need any scan, do you want any scans on his fight against the Seven Ninja Swordsman, the Biju, Obito, Madara, the Ten Tails,
No, this is fine.
Kaguya? Okay, so out of
Wait,
6.
and so you're wait, so what are you claiming here? You're claiming that when he fights Kaguya with his DMS, he's not at full strength?
No, and so from there we can assume that he has this little chakra to work with, which is why we also see that he runs out of his six paths ability like rather instantly. And so we also know that he has a comparable feat to Naruto, as when he cut down Kaguya. Oh, that's the wrong scan. Give me 1 second. Kaguya versus.
No, I know what you're talking about. Like when he jumps
And
up and
so,
slashes the arm off.
okay, I didn't know if you wanted that scan or not.
Okay.
Um,
I know what you're talking about.
Gosh dang, it's loading. If only stuff in the world would go by faster. So, this would actually be a more powerful feat than what we see Naruto do with the boil release, as he's actually exceeding.
Wait.
Hmm?
He doesn't do it with early as in base.
What?
I said he cut Kaguya's arm off with boil.
I have no idea what you just said.
He doesn't cut Kaguya's arm off with boil release. He does it in base.
No. Boil release with what Naruto does. No, also
I know that.
I'm assuming
Wait,
I'm assuming if you're arguing on
when
my premise that means you're not going to give your own premise, which means you can't
we're going
substantiate.
over your scaling first, we can go to
No,
mine.
it's premise first, premise second, then you
Yeah,
argue.
I think we should just let Voro do his premise first, if you don't mind, and then like you can do like your premise, and then like you can argue each other's premises after that, because
That's not usually how I debate, but anyway, you can just continue them, I guess.
Let me see. There's also the fact that he's fighting a stronger Kaguya than what Naruto does. We even see Zetsu outline this. And it can be implied it's actually very, not quite peak, but peak in base Kaguya. And then we know DMS Kakashi, when he uses his Shuriken, can he can affect a Kaguya that's at her, I guess, second strongest stage, not Final True Seeking Orb. And I can send you that as well. So those are loading. But yeah, that's pretty much. I'll get into specifics later when we argue.
Alright, basically, right? I think that Naruto's capable of completely blitzing Kaguya in base well, not base, but just without Boyer release, as he's not shown to use it, and the only time he uses Boyer release, we can visibly see whatever the tailed beast is, like asking Naruto to amp his chakra. We don't see that. We just see him jump up and slash her arm off. And then I think that the feat in which you're bringing up, where Kakashi cuts Kaguya with Kamui Raikiri, I don't think that's a blitz. So I don't think that there's anything to say that Kakashi scales over Naruto. And I think Naruto has better hacks anyway, so he'd like just win in a standard battle.
I'm going to assume that was the
But
end of your claim.
yeah, that's it. We can go over like what you said if that's fine.
Okay, so since it goes A, B, then it would go back to A here. So first argument here to make is that we consistently see Kakashi outpace what, where is this? Hold on, let me grab my document of this stuff. But we can, or don't work drive, thank you. Sleep drive. Oh, there we go. Alright. Where is this? Here you go. Download, and then I'll upload it. We do see consistently Kakashi reacting to Naruto, or not to Naruto, to Kaguya, which is something that we see Naruto not being able to do, and that was against a weaker Kaguya, even with that base form feat you have, which you didn't quite show me, but I know which feat you're talking about, so that was against another.
Send it if you want.
Nah, it's fine. I understand the where the feat is, but the thing is that feat would still be against a weakened Kaguya. Oh, I posted twice. My apologies. And then as well as, since this is peak Kakashi, what you're using is that DMS Kakashi that we see, which had very little chakra. We even see him talk about it. Let me download that again instead of blindly searching up.
Okay, first to like, can I like address this or like
Yeah, you can address it.
Are you like okay? I don't like. I think that he gets chakra back from Obito. I think like he's at chakra here.
But that
Like
wouldn't.
Obito like legit like
Can
goes
you
within him and like implants his chakra.
can you quantify that chakra for me?
I don't need to, but you're saying it's like out of chakra Kakashi or like very little
Well,
chakra
yeah,
Kakashi.
out
So
of.
you know for a fact that he gets chakra back.
So I'll just say very minimal chakra Kakashi. He gets this power. But if you
And then,
can,
like also
can you
also
substantiate
another
the
thing about
increase
this,
though, or like how much chakra he would get from Obito?
I said there's no way of quantifying it.
Then we
But
can't quantify it. We
I'm just
can't.
addressing. I know this is fine. I'm just saying I'm addressing the fact that Kakashi has very little chakra. We know he gets chakra back before the fight.
But can you
And
tell me
anyway,
how
continuing on
much?
this,
We
I've
can't say he
already addressed
got
that.
a ton. Then you're going around in
You
circles.
can't
Then
say
we can't quantify it. We
you
can't
can't
say
say he
he
got any
got
specific amount.
75%. He got medium amount of
Yeah,
chakra. We can't say that.
obviously.
He just got
Just
this
adjust.
arbitrary
This
amount of
is fine
chakra.
anyway. This is fine anyway because like chakra itself doesn't like adjust your stats. It's just your stamina. So like
No,
all the
chakra is your power as well, and it's
no,
like
it's
it's
your
literally your
stamina.
spirit energy.
Compatible.
Like that's what you're used to
Incompatible.
draw on power from. That's how people use
No, you can amp
fire.
yourself with your chakra, but it's not inherently your strength.
No, but it's the strength of your abilities. It's the strength of you as well. Like that's where you get your
No,
abilities.
no, you like have there's multiple like gateways for chakra, and you can send it down multiple things. You can amp yourself, or you can use it for stamina. You can output ninjutsu. It's not you having less chakra isn't you being inherently weaker. You don't
Then
have
why are
access to
people
100%
without
of your chakra
chakra dying and people without chakra
because they're
not
out of
being able to do
stamina.
anything? Yes,
They're
which means they're
fatigued, out of
weak. They're
stamina.
fatigued. Yes, yes. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you
no,
for agreeing with my point.
that's not agreeing with your
No,
point. Do you
that
understand?
is
I
that
don't think
is.
you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying that Kakashi can have lesser chakra, right? You only have access to a certain amount of your chakra, and chakra, by definition, isn't inherently AP or speed. So you can have this lesser chakra and not hit weaker or be slower. You'll just be on lesser stamina.
No,
That's
it so what it does, chakra, is that and you're saying it, but you're avoiding the point that you need to hit here. Chakra inherently is your strength. Yes, it doesn't mean you can blow up X amount, but what it does is it gives you the ability to blow up X amount. It gives you the ability to move X amount. And without that, he is nothing. Kakashi, any ninja is nothing. They are a regular human. Or they could die. That's the other thing. When you run out of chakra, you can die. We see that with Dan. We see that with Dai and Guy. We see that in a couple other instances. So right there, he is very weakened. We're talking about peak Kakashi, not this random DMS that has arbitrary amount of chakra that we can't quantify.
All right, I'm sending the data book for chakra real quick in the translation.
Okay.
Anyway, if you read it out right, it talks about how your mental and physical energies, your chakra, is joined together into stamina. Okay, so inherently your chakra is stamina, and it's converted to chakra, and then your chakra can be a source for jutsu activation, and like converted to your skill, converted to stamina. It
That's
can
what
do
I
anything.
said.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
That,
and then continuing on, we don't know like. We also know that with chakra, you don't have access to 100% of it at a time. That's what the gates are. So you have, I think it's stated to be 20%, but it doesn't
can
really
I
matter.
can I see
Anyway,
that? Where you don't get access
yes,
to all of it.
yeah.
Also, that wouldn't make much sense, but we can argue that
You
in
know
a
what the
minute when
gates
you
are?
post that.
Mm,
So, Sombra, do we have a cap on scans since I know that's a rule in the server?
did we address one? I don't know.
No. Like scan time. Like that way, for either side, it wouldn't take forever.
Well, what do you think is fair?
That would be up to the mod.
Okay, go ahead.
We could do maybe 5
Okay.
10 minutes, whichever works for you.
Okay, I'm just trying to find. He's literally like, okay. Bro, what the fuck? All right, hold on. Bruh. It's like right when he's talking about the gates. That's what literally the gates do. or whatever. I don't feel like keep looking for this. Just drop that point, or we'll drop that part of it. But like my main premise just stays the same. The fact that like having lesser chakra just
Well,
like,
here's
doesn't inherently
this.
mean lesser AP or speed. It
Yeah,
just means
but I'm
like
not arguing that. You're arguing this claim that I'm not making. Look, in this right here.
well, then I'm just
Can, oh, it's processing, but let it. Do you want to read this together, or do you want you yourself to read it, or me, or how do you want to read this when it freaking
guys
loads?
how we can search for the place and I'm guessing it's the part that just says a lot of chakra.
Where is this?
Okay,
Why won't you upload?
so he's fatigued. Okay, whatever.
Oh,
I mean,
you can
that
see the
doesn't make
scan.
you.
Can you see the scan?
Again, I'm reading it. I just read it out loud.
Oh, you cut out like half the time, but okay. In here, it just says that his powers have finally returned. Right there is what I'm claiming. When you don't have enough chakra, you can't do anything. You don't have any power, even if you correlate that to stamina, which is sure, it is your stamina. But I'm not at all arguing it is your AP, your DC, how fast you move. Like it, yes, no matter what, it can't give you a set amount of power and speed. But what I'm arguing here is that Kakashi, with very little chakra, he then gets this arbitrary increase. Okay, we cannot at all say it's full because of the inference that he ran out of it so fast, and it's also like, well, we can't assume it's full as well because of that arbitrary increase. With arbitrary as well being, oh no, why am I'm not gonna argue that point. Never mind. But also there's also abilities. Well, actually, I'm not gonna move from the point.
Well, hold on.
Is there a
I'm
point you want to
fine with
make?
like. Well, I'm just saying like this is fine. Then I'm just asserting that Kakashi doesn't have lesser speed or AP in a fight. Like even if he had more chakra, so that's fine. I can just move past that. It's
Well,
weird.
no,
So
it
I
means you would have more power.
no, it doesn't mean that. It
Yeah,
just
you
means
would.
you have more.
Then
You like
why
already
is
you already asserted it. You said we weren't arguing the same thing. That was my premise from the beginning.
then no, but I'm also okay, then you agreed with my premise then, or my secondary
No,
claim
my
then.
premise is that
Because look,
Kakashi with more chakra or a prime Kakashi would not be slower or would not be faster or would not hit harder.
but I've already argued against that, and you went around in
Okay.
circles.
Move
And
past
then
it.
there's
Then we can just
also this. There's also this scan here. If he's not able to get stronger and faster, then why are we able to see him fight? Fight when he gets his extraocular abilities. He gains new abilities. He gets stronger. Are you like with your own claim? You're saying, oh,
yeah,
without the
he just stayed.
Renegon, without the Tumult Renegon, he's weaker.
No,
Without the EMS Sharingan, he or no, not weaker. He stays the same strength. Like that doesn't make any sense.
no, that's completely different. No, you're strong, man. You
No,
can
how
add.
am I
You know,
strong heading?
chakra has quality. Yeah, you know, chakra has quality. Like Sage's six path chakra is like inherently better than his normal chakra.
Okay, that
There's
has
like a
nothing to
clear
do with my
difference
point.
between that. You can have more of your chakra in your chakra, like you know how you have like a chakra pool. And well, actually, I dropped that because I couldn't find the scan. But anyway,
But
he just have more stamina. He just have more stamina. He wouldn't inherently hit harder or be faster.
but then
So
that would again go against other people that have six paths. That goes against other instances with this.
again,
Can you argue
I
against
said
the
you can.
scan here?
I said at the beginning. I said at the beginning you can amp yourself with your chakra. That's
Yes,
what you can
and
do.
that's what abilities are.
Okay. But you having more chakra doesn't make you stronger just because you have more of it in your
Yes,
chakra pools.
that would.
Okay, that's fine. We can just move past them.
Okay, so that would be a second drop point then if you're agreeing we move
I
past it.
didn't drop it.
But
I
then
didn't drop it. We're
you
just
just said
moving
move
past it.
past it. Would that not be? It
What?
sounds like you don't want to argue anymore. Does that mean you're dropping that?
No, it doesn't mean I'm dropping it. It
So
just
then
means we're leaving
let's
it to the
continue till we get a
judge.
concisus.
Okay, this is just gonna go. Okay, whatever. Okay,
Can
so I
you
think that if he
address
has
the
more
scan?
chakra or he's not fatigued at the time, or if he's not fatigued at the time, he'd have more chakra in his chakra pool, but he wouldn't necessarily be amping himself with it. I don't think you can say that him having more chakra, like coming from the beginning of the fight, would make him faster or stronger.
I'm asking you to argue the scan against the scan here, and I can post
Hello?
others. That was what I had said, and then you went on this tangent.
Cut out. No, you
Oh,
cut
I
off.
cut out.
Can you hear me?
Can you argue against the scan? That was what I had asked.
Which scan?
The scan posted.
The one of
This.
Sasuke?
Yes. Now you have to know what I deal with, Thunder
Okay,
God.
so you're
With
saying
my
that since
dog.
his eye powers come back, he becomes stronger, and
Mm-hmm.
therefore,
You know why?
okay. Well,
Because
I
he
already
gets more chakra.
your eyes are like a separate chakra source
Can
from
you
him.
argue that? Can I
You
see
want me
that?
to send you that?
Sure.
Okay, I will.
And even then, I know a perfect counter, so this will be interesting.
Um, the fuck? Okay, this kind of talks about how you have to like. Okay. Okay, this talks about that, I think. Okay. Okay, so at the bottom, it just talks about how you have to have like necessary chakra levels and physical abilities to activate your Sharingan and
What
like
the
keep it
heck is
open.
this? Is this like a wiki?
Data book.
It's a data
If
book.
you're, it's the translation.
It's a train of what? Let me see
The
this.
data book.
Copying within. Can I
The
see the
bottom. It just talks
page?
about.
In addition to a threat possessed by a Tensei, it's copying.
Just talks about how you need to have a certain amount of chakra and physical ability to activate your Sharingan and keep it up. So like as I
Yep.
said, you can amp yourself with your chakra, but it's not inherently your strength.
Wait, why would that not ruin your strength? Like, that would come back to the scan I posted.
No, it wouldn't.
Yeah,
I'm adjusting the scan.
that's almost the exact thing it would come back. Also, can
No,
I
I'm
see where this
saying that.
is quoted from? Because this literally just looks like a wiki page.
All right, I will reverse image search it. So, yeah, you're either just gonna have to not accept that or take my word because there's no way I'm gonna find the fucking Japanese list.
I would accept it under most circumstances, but the thing is I know people use wiki,
I could tell
especially
you right now,
in
it's not open.
Naruto and Dragon Ball.
Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's the wiki. Like you can even actually, I'll just search the first four and see what comes. Uchiha clan's God-given clairvoyant dojutsu. Yeah, okay, bro. I'm not gonna find the Japanese of this. I know it's from a data book or a something of the sort, but you can just accept it. Like I'm just saying, like in order to use the Sharingan, you have to constantly be amping it with chakra. That's what I'm saying. And so you having more chakra in your chakra pool
Would make you
doesn't
stronger.
make you stronger.
Yes.
You amping yourself with it does.
That's why people get weaker when they can't amp it anymore.
Okay, but we know for a fact that Kakashi's like constantly amping himself throughout that fight. It'd be like
Can you show me that?
to
I
say,
would love to see an instance of that.
he gets up and becomes resolved to kill Kaguya. Why would he not amp himself?
I had no idea what you said at the beginning. I just heard resolve of Kaguya.
He says he gets up, he becomes resolved to kill Kaguya and damage her. He becomes Kakashi of the Sharingan. Like he explicitly states that, and now he's going to try to like fuck her up. Why would he not amp himself?
Okay, but you're saying constantly amp himself. That's where I'm confused at.
Amp himself when he performs every feat throughout that fight.
Sure, yeah, I agree with that. But then,
Okay,
why would that?
That means
But that wouldn't really quite hit the point that that either of us are arguing here. We're trying to figure out if.
amping himself.
Wait, why would that be full
Throughout
strength? We've already been here. Remember, it's just an arbitrary increase.
Okay, no, it would have to be full strength.
No.
He would have to be amping himself to the maximum capability.
No. Can you argue that the increase with Obito is full strength?
That's not the point. That's a completely different point.
You're saying you're saying he's
not what I'm
amping
saying.
himself to his full strength. Is that not what you're saying? Maybe you're cutting out
I'm
for me.
saying in the instances in which he fights Kaguya and performs his feats, he amps himself to the max he can amp himself. Because that's just Occam's razor.
Yes, but that wouldn't be peak.
Perfect.
It would not be peak though.
Okay.
And we're arguing peak.
So when Kakashi performs all of his feats, he's at peak power.
No.
And then otherwise he's not. That's fine.
Oh, sure.
That's literally what we just agreed upon.
But that would not be peak. That would not be peak Kakashi.
True.
That'd be peak in the fight, but not peak Kakashi.
No. I'm saying that the feats you're bringing are from the strength of peak Kakashi because he's amping himself to that level. He's amping himself to his maximum capability. That's just Occam's razor.
But we've already been here, though, remember when you tried quantifying the increase, and you had said, well, we can't quantify it. That's the thing, is we're arguing peak.
Point.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, okay, this is just like, usually when I debate, or when anybody, like, I don't know, like, in Discord debating servers, like most of the community, right?
Okay.
You move past the point, it becomes circular. It's not dropping it, it's just leaving it up to the judge.
Sure, we can leave it up to Sombra. That's fine.
Perfect.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to give a conclusion on the point, but we can if you want to.
We'll let Sombra handle it. Okay, so here's where we're at right now. We're at this point of Kaguya's stronger when he fights against Kakashi. Kakashi fights against a stronger Kaguya, like the second strongest form of Kaguya, the tailed beast form, which is only the last stage of the final True Seeking Orb, and Naruto is not competing as much. That's the point where we're at. So can you?
Okay, well.
And even then, there's peak.
Wait, are you talking about Kakashi? Well, I already used the peak part. But anyway, for this part, you're talking about when Kakashi like comes down and uses Kamui or Aikiri on Kaguya.
No, I'm just saying in general. He's just fighting a stronger.
What specifically are you talking?
I'm not saying.
Oh,
I'm just saying in general. It's a stronger Kaguya. I've already posted that.
I know that it's a stronger card, but say that Kakashi's for Naruto.
What?
Okay, we see Kakashi.
Okay.
So I'll just argue against this whole Kamui Aikiri point when you Kamui Aikiri.
Okay, I'm not currently arguing this right now, but okay.
What are you arguing? That
I'm just saying he's fighting a stronger Kaguya.
Okay, that's fine.
Stayed by Zetsu.
Stronger Kaguya too.
And he fights against the tailed beast buffed Kaguya, which is only surpassed by.
I agree that it's a stronger Kaguya than Naruto fights. That's fine.
Okay. So Naruto wins. Is that what you just said?
What? No. I said this is your Kaguya, then Kashi attacks with Kamui or Aikiri.
Real quick, I'm pausing this. Sombra Seno, is he cutting out for you or is it just me? Because every now and then I'll hear.
No.
Okay.
Can you hear me all right? So
Yes.
I
I
can
can
just
hear
repeat
you.
his argument.
I can hear
I
you
think
perfectly.
Voro out for me.
Yeah, it
Okay,
might be
so
me.
what he's saying
Okay.
is Naruto blitzes a weaker Kage than the one that Kakashi fights. That's what I said.
Yeah. I said
Naruto
I
blitzes a weaker Kaguya that Kakashi fights.
the entire time Kakashi's in DMS, that's the stronger Kaguya than what Naruto is. That's what I said.
Okay, so why would that mean Naruto blitzes? So Naruto blitzes a weaker
I
Kaguya.
don't say
Then what?
yes.
That's such a weird art. Wait, I'm not
It's not an
understanding where
argument.
you're.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Oh,
agreeing with
okay.
you.
I thought you were trying to argue that, and I'm like, wait, that doesn't. Okay, yes,
It's
that's
the
fine.
weaker Kaguya that Naruto fights. Or no, sorry, the one that Kakashi fights is stronger. That's it. That's literally it.
So are we just concluding there then? Are we just gonna leave it up to
That's
the?
one. Like it's fine that it's a strong Kaguya. I just think that the feat that you're bringing that he performs in the scan you sent, where he uses Kamui on the ash bones and comes down right here in Kaguya.
And here's something that I think you're missing is that we know, although Kakashi he may not be. Well, I don't know if you're gonna argue that, but I'll keep it like this. He can constantly react to to this stronger Kaguya. So even with Naruto, it's kind of a bit questionable if even Naruto can even affect this Kakashi. As well as there's
Okay,
also this
I'm
where
just gonna argue against all Raikyu, like where he Raikyu
no,
uses.
I'm not. That's not the point. We see him use the Ashbone, or maybe it's not Ashbone. It's the Renegon, um, and he teleports it to here. Let me grab the video version. Kakashi versus Kaguya, and while Kaguya's gonna hit Naruto with it, he could
He
Kamui
Kamui,
it
yeah.
immediately. Yes. Here's like this terrible video. And then there's also the fact that there's also BFRs that Naruto can't escape from that Kakashi has.
Okay, well here's the thing about this. Okay, so you're saying that since Kakashi is able to Kamui the ash bone as they come in, that's like
That would
Kakashi
be,
reacting to her.
yes, that would exceed like the
No,
attack because he can react
that's
to before
Kakashi
it hits.
that's like Kakashi precogging it and Kamui it. It's not him
Why
reacting.
would that be precog?
You know that Sharingan is precog, right?
Sure, it's very minor though. That's not like anything advanced. But thing here though is that
I don't
he
think
can
he's
still
reacting to her.
react.
I don't think
That's
no, I don't think that Kakashi sees the ash bones start to move and then Kamui's it in that instance. I think he's
well, we see
precogging
it
it and
here
then Kamui.
that he sees it
I'm
start to
watching the
move.
video. What's the timestamp?
I didn't quite
Yeah,
find the timestamp. Give me a second.
I'm watching it right now.
Flag. Oh, actually, I think I just have the scan straight up. Yep, here we go. I don't know, I'm trying to find the video. I knew I had a scan of it. Here you go. I don't know if it's in the video because all the videos seem to cut out stuff, but um, if need be, I can find an anime
The first one
adaptation.
Naruto uses a shadow clone. The first one Naruto uses a shadow clone on it.
In the first one, Naruto uses a shadow clone on it. What does that mean?
Yeah, he charges at her. She shoots an ash bone. He uses a shadow clone.
So he
The
couldn't
next one
react.
comes out.
Could he react to it?
It was a clone the whole time. That was just a clone.
I know. He couldn't. The thing is, though, is that he can't. He couldn't stop it. If he could have dodged it, you would have had a point, but he still got hit by it.
No,
Even if it's a
first of all, clones
clone.
aren't your full strength. First of all, your clone isn't your full strength.
Yes, but it's still
Second of
very
all, he's the
relative.
charge. It's not relative. It's not even equal.
It's what?
Like I don't know why you think that a shadow clone is relative to your full strength.
Okay, then what would it be then?
Weaker. That's the.
Well, yeah, it would still be relative, but like how much weaker though?
I'm not quantifying it. I'm just saying it's not the full strength Naruto, so you
Yeah, no,
can't use it.
it would be relative, but just not as strong. That's what I'm saying.
Why is it
So
relative?
we're in agreement because it's just a bit weaker.
Why is it relative?
Sort of like the Limbo clone. The Limbo clone's not its peak
Why is it relative?
because it's a bit weaker.
Why is it a bit weaker?
Okay, fair. It doesn't matter for me. It's just like, can you quantify though how much weaker though? Because like or else it's just gonna be this weird instance of it's this.
It's just an unquantifiable, so we can't use it. That's it.
Okay, so then we
We
can't
can't.
use this argument then. You
I'm
can't
not
use this
using it.
feat.
I was just explaining what was happening in the fight. I wasn't like asserting that he does something with the shadow clone.
Okay, okay, I guess I'm misunderstanding where you're coming from. I thought you were saying, like, in the fight against Kaguya, Naruto, when he's one-on-one against Kaguya, used a shadow clone and he took an ash bone or something. Okay, I guess I misunderstood that point. But this
And
fact
also, like,
still
your shadow.
remains.
The thing with Kamui too. Like, the thing about this whole feat, like, it's depicted in the anime. Like, we see the like portal open up,
Hmm.
and at that point we see Kakashi like looking at the portal, but he knows the ash bone's coming, right? Like he quite clearly knows it's coming, and in that instance he uses Kamui, and obviously Kamui is like instant teleportation. It doesn't scale to like your combat speed, but
That
you're
would,
using a
well,
react,
no.
and
So
I'm saying
that still works, but the thing is we see the ash bone mid-travel, and we see it that Conway's able to outspeed it before it could hit anyone. That's the thing.
your Kamui's instant transmission.
Can you argue it's instant transmission? Or not, well, not specifically instant transmission, but it's instant. Like, can you give me the. Okay.
Wait, actually, it's probably fucking. I'll just find this one. This will direct. He literally, oh, what's his face? Minato says it's better than instant translation. He says that the Kamui is better than the flying Raijin. Wait, yeah, it surpasses the flying Raijin.
Is the flying Raijin instant?
Yeah, okay, for you then. Is that's just easier.
Also, even then, why would it surpass something like that? Like, the thing is not even. Obito, to take Obito's statement valid here, is it can be
Minato
interpreted.
statement. Minato statement.
It's
Minato statement.
Well, Minato also has other questionable statements. Like he says he's not good with Sage
Everyone.
Mode. So like even then you could just
So
argue
you're
this
saying
is a
it's
faulty
not valid.
statement.
You're saying this is. Are you asserting that?
Yeah, why would it be? I mean, then I
Okay.
do want to before we start arguing this point, I do want to see it being instant,
Okay, I'll find you that.
and then we can continue. Just so that way it's concise.
All right, here we go. Got
Okay,
it.
sweet. Okay, let's look. Instantaneous portation. Okay, sweet. That works for me.
Okay,
Okay,
so are we arguing
because
the
it's
statement?
instant, then wait, when did this go against you? Because it's instant.
No, the flying Raijin is instant, and the Kamui surpasses
So
instantaneously.
no. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce off that point though.
Okay, go ahead.
So the thing here is that if it's instant, which would be infinite speed here, is that wouldn't that would exceed anything that Kaguya has shown then if it's infinite speed, which would then mean it's
Why? Are you
above.
quantifying your speed?
Yes, we can quantify speed. It would be infinite speed here.
What speed
If
is
we're
Kaguya?
arguing, I don't know, light speed.
Why?
Why would she be light speed? Because she has only shown the ability to be, or not exactly just dead light speed, but in that light speed echelon. Like she can be multiple times, hundreds of times like that, but not infinite
Okay,
speed.
you still haven't proved. I'm still waiting on that.
For what? For her to
Because
be
you're saying that she's light speed and instant. Like I think it's.
light speed
Well, first of
here.
all, here's the thing about that.
Let's
Here's the
go
thing
over
about
the.
that. The thing about instantaneous movement and like the flying Raijin in general,
Like
it's only
thing.
shown to be like like I'll just give a perfect example, right? You know when Tobirama uses the flying Raijin on that Sage Madara, and Madara like fucking sidesteps it, and then he teleports above him, it comes
Mhm.
down, and it just kind of gets bodied.
Yep.
Just because it's instant doesn't necessarily mean that you will, like always outspeed your opponent by using it.
Well, then you could just argue it's an imperfect version. But do you still want the part where it's light, where you want me to say Kaguya's light speed? Is that what you still want me to post that?
Um, you can send that. I don't know for like quantifications of Naruto speed.
Okay,
I've heard like
so
some retarded shit.
I guess it would be stuff like the light fang. Even I don't really agree with the light fang, but post that for
Well, isn't people like Haku stated to be the speed of light?
yeah, that too. There's yeah,
I'm pretty
um,
sure it's also stated. Okay, you know how it's stated that the Raikage is the fastest shinobi?
of his time, yeah,
No, like in the world currently when he fights
yeah,
Naruto.
yeah, of his time.
Okay, and then yeah, so like in that start of the wartime, it stated that the Raikage is like almost the speed of light, yet the strongest ninja. Literally every single one of those like speed of light statements are
Would
contradicted by that.
I wouldn't really
The
argue.
hilarious.
I wouldn't argue. I'm not going to argue this because I find this not relevant. But
We're just
yeah, we're just talking, but I'm not going to argue
anyway.
of that. Um, although I do think
I
his
think that
lariats are light speed, but not beside the point.
yeah, his lariats is well, his lariats is fast as speed. Anyway,
Yeah. Um.
anyway,
So here's the
so where
here's the,
were we? We're talking about
so we're
Kamui and
saying
Kaguya.
so right here is what we're saying is relative faster than Kaguya when at peak, and has BFRs, which I don't know if you want to get into this, but have Naruto can't escape a BFR.
Well,
Like let's say he
here's the thing. I think that Naruto just blitzes Kakashi. That's what I think. You want me to go into that?
sure we can go over that.
Okay. So like you're aware how like Naruto just blitzes the shit out of Kaguya in base.
Can you prove it's in base?
There's nothing to say it's anything else. Well, obviously, no, it's in stage of six best mode, but he's not using any additional amp. Like he's not using
Why would it
boiler
not be
release
boiler release? When we
because
just
there's
see
nothing to say
Kokuo
it is.
talk about boiling and going over the point. I'm going to
There's
boost your
nothing to say
chakra
it
to the
is.
boiling
Why would I
point.
assert that?
Here's
Yeah.
this.
Like the
Okay.
only time we see it and depicted in the data book is when she gets like Naruto gets like trapped down and he amps his chakra with boiler release and he breaks out of it.
And here you go. Here's with boiler release.
There's nothing, yeah,
I'm sending the other shot.
yeah,
Where is
yeah,
this?
that. I'm saying that there's nothing to say that is boiler release, so you can't like 100% assert that it
Why
is.
would that? Well, we see it also with what the heck's his name? The Five Tails and Cherokee guy. He uses something similar in aesthetics. I believe he also says boiler release, but here's this. It's
I'm not like
choppy, but
I
here's
haven't even like
this,
read the full series, so I don't know what you're talking
and
about with
then
the five tails or
here's
whatever. You're talking
this,
about Han, whatever his name is.
and then yeah, it's posting. Here's
Okay.
this. It's come on, load, stupid scam. Here you go. Oh, one's gonna go by faster, but not a big deal. I just say wait till both points are.
Okay. Well, my scaling's just boiler release Naruto over Sage of Six Path mode Naruto over Kaguya relative to Kakashi. DMS Kakashi.
Okay, wait a
Yeah,
minute, because we
that's when
still
he
have to
uses
finish
boiler
this
release. Yeah.
point. We still have to finish this point. So that's boy release, and
There's
then
nothing to say. There's nothing to say he's using it.
okay, let me grab the other scam then, if you want to say that, because also we're
If
drawing
you
a
prove to me it's
comparison
boiler
here.
release, boiler release, go ahead.
Uh, I'll take your chakra to the boiling point, which means you can interpret that as increasing. Same thing. So boil release. It's obvious, or even if you don't want to say, Well, I'm not gonna argue that. I'll let it take it by naturally.
Okay.
So that's what boil release
Okay.
that feed is.
Okay, you still haven't proved to me he's using boil
That
release,
that
man.
is that is boil release. That's what Kokuo says. We can draw a comparison of what Han and what Naruto have done, and it looks the exact
You
same.
haven't 100%. It doesn't look the exact same. He just jumps up and cuts her arm
Well,
off.
here's the thing: is nothing in life's objective. I hate to say that. So what we have to do is we have to sort of speculate, and we have to give subjective
No,
answers. And
no,
so
we
this
don't. You
is,
have to prove to me that it is.
and
I
that
don't think you
is
have done that.
okay. Here, let's make this side claim then.
You're just saying
With
that
this,
Naruto
we
has
can
boil
say
release
that
and it's not
Kokuo
on
increases
that.
the strength here, as she's saying she's
No,
going to boost the chakra,
yes,
increasing
in a completely
increasing the
different
strength.
instance. In a completely
Oh,
different
then what
instance.
instance
So
are
you're
you
saying
talking
you're
about?
saying
I guess I'm just assuming what instance you're talking about. Can you show me what instance you're talking
I'm
about?
talking about he jumps up and fucking cuts her arm off.
Who,
This
Naruto?
is what I'm about
Okay,
to do.
let me see
This.
this.
He like literally blitzes the shit out of her. She can't even move to react. I can get like the precluding scan if you want, but they're both
Sure.
just standing there and he just jumps up and blitzes her. Okay, I'll grab the scan before. Okay.
And then curious,
Chapter.
when was this instance? Was this like when they're in
What?
the volcano scene, ice
No, this
area?
is like the last. No, this is like the last place that they're at. He just jumps up and blitzes the shit out of her.
Okay, so it's previous before the Biju Kaguya comes out.
I don't actually know. I don't know. It's like it's in that final place that they fight in. I just don't know. All right, it should be like around this chapter. Okay, wait, no, this is way off. Be 690. That's right where she dies. That's what Kakashi commonly's her. Naruto's like what caused this boil. Oh yeah, what causes the tail beast to come out by cutting her. All right, let me just grab this for you. Mm-mm. All right, yeah. Oh shit, this was deep. Anyway, here's the scan right before that.
Okay, this is just for me to see what the instance is.
They're both just literally just standing there. Kaguya's in the air and Naruto's just there, and Naruto just jumps up and
No,
blitzes the
the
shit out of
instance
Kaguya.
can go. Oh wait, no, I'm reading it backwards. Oh, he gets an
That's just
amp. He gets a mental amp. Okay,
a
that's
mental
where.
amp.
Yeah.
A mental amp's when you're like protecting your comrades,
Yep.
like who are in danger of
Like he's
dying.
in, or maybe more emotional. That was probably the better wording. Because he's angry,
Emotional.
but that's fine. No, no, no,
He's emotional, and then you're
I'm not dismissing this. I'm just saying. I was like, okay. I'm like, I was wondering where he got that increase from. That's all I was saying.
okay. And
Um.
I don't think so. I just say that like this Naruto is massively above Kaguya in speed.
Okay.
Okay,
So
and
he's
then I think
massively
that.
above, weaker.
Hmm.
So then it's sort of like, let's write this out.
And
Naruto
obviously this
is
is weaker than
above
he would be in Boy or
weaker
here. I can just
Kaguya,
type and then Boy or release Naruto's over that Naruto.
and then yeah, we can write that over stronger
He also
Kaguya.
like he also like rapes Kaguya with fucking Rasen Shuriken.
Yep, but that was with a bunch of clones though, not like solo, but which is fine because he has that ability. But sure. So
All right,
here
let
though,
me find.
And we still haven't
Well-
gotten to the meaty gritty of Kakashi.
Oh, here. Can you quantify how much that stronger Kage is stronger by?
Can I quantify how much stronger Kage is by? Is that what you said?
Yeah. Once you get to that end or
It would
whatever.
probably be. Well, we know she was literally like dying on the gravity planet, and that she comes from like, I don't want to say perfect strength, but at least 2 through 10 times going off of substantial increase.
2 through 10 times.
Mhm.
Why? What was your reasoning for that?
Substantial increase.
What? Like that's not evidence. Like why? Why is
Substantial
it 2 to 10
increase.
times?
Do you know of that? I guess I want to say really a law, but the rule. It's
No,
I'll
I'm
give you a
not
little
aware
bit
of
of
that.
lore on it. It's basically it's just it talks about Zenkais. So it's like this is the difference between a Zenkai and it uses in
Why? What's a
instances.
Zenkai?
Huh?
What's a Zenkai?
It's
What's a
just an
Zenkai?
increase in a fight or a post fight.
So you're saying Kage is getting
And
stronger during this fight,
it's
what, 2
technically
to 10 times?
no, yeah, after the increase. And look, I can show you the
I don't
instance.
think saying that she gets stronger in the
Kaguya.
fight quantifies it to a number.
Well, wouldn't that okay? Then we would be going back to this chakra thing, which we still haven't.
Yeah, well, obviously, but I
I
don't think it's
wanna.
2 to 10 times. I think like the
I
only
kind of
feats we
want.
see Kakashi have.
I want to see. I kind of want to go to conclusions so that way we can get this. Sombra can decide the chakra point since that kind of
Go to
limits.
on
You
what the
want?
debate.
Yes, that way we can get that chakra point figured. That way Sombra decides the chakra point.
I'm asking you, are you talking about the concluding the debate or concluding the specific point?
The debate. That way we can get this chakra point figured out by Sombra. Because both our
Okay,
So
I
arguments seem
want to
to.
go over my final. No. I have like
Okay.
a couple more things to go over.
Okay, sure. We can do that. And then
Alright.
I can go. I guess I can argue against them because my points
Okay, so to
pretty
start,
much stay
right,
the same.
I think that DMS Kakashi is like kind of like relative to this stronger Kaguya. Do you have any problem with that?
Relative or stronger, but yeah, sure.
I just think that like relative in general, just like pretty relative in strength.
Well, wouldn't you say reacting to something?
I think
Or would you
reacting
say,
by well, I already kind of argued against that
or
Kamui
would you
point, but
say, well, that would still, like, even if it's
the
instant,
thing
it would
about
still be
Kakashi, right?
reacting. Because you even cuck
Kakashi's
yourself on your own
incapable
argument
of
on that.
well, Kakashi's like incapable of like dodging any of Kaguya's attacks except
What do you
Kamuing
mean?
it. I already
Besides that Ashbone, he completely, he wasn't affected by it because he
Kamui's the
activated
Ashbone.
Yeah, that was an attack by
I
Kaguya.
already argued that. I already argued that Kamui doesn't scale to your speed
Wait, why wouldn't it?
because it's completely separate to your speed. It's your ocular jutsu.
But then that goes back to that ocular point with chakra, and you
Okay,
couldn't prove that.
I don't. We concluded on it.
No, you just said I'll drop this point.
All
That's
right. Well,
literally what you had said. We
I
can
did.
ask
I
the
did.
judge. Sombra
Okay,
did.
we can. Okay, go ahead. Ask the
Sombra
judge.
didn't he drop that point when I had asked him for
he
the?
dropped the point on ocular jutsu, yeah, because he couldn't find the
No,
information he
that
was
was
looking
just
for.
specifically about like the chakra of your
Yes,
eye.
and that's where they came. Yes, and you're about.
That's
Not what this
that's what we're
comes.
going over. That's
No,
what we're going over right
this
now.
is not
Yeah,
what we're
you
going over.
dropped it.
We're going over whether jutsu scale to your speed. How's that the same?
Yes, and that would go over the chakra
Okay.
because we've already been here with this
This
chakra point.
point goes back to whether Kamui's like instant speed. That whole point. That's what it goes back to.
Okay, instant speed, but that would still, even if it's instant, it would still react. It would still be faster.
Okay,
And you even pointed out
that your
instances
Kamui.
of which Toby Rama uses his instant speed and Madara reacted to it. So it doesn't matter if it's
No, he doesn't
instant.
use it speed. He uses the Kamui, or not the Kamui. He uses the Flying Raijin,
And
which is
you just
instant speed.
posted this
Yet
instant speed thing. Look,
Get overpowered by someone who doesn't move at instant speed. That's a
can you
perfect example
wait?
of
Why
your
would that not be
speed.
instant speed if he reacts to it? What? That doesn't make any sense.
He doesn't react. He doesn't react to the Flying Raijin
Madara,
moving.
so Madara doesn't react to the
What?
flying Raijin. Okay, Madara versus Toby Rama. Let's go over this and
Go ahead. He doesn't react to the actual movement of the Flying Raijin. He just reacts to where Toby Rama is, where Toby Rama is from.
Here's this, and let's skip to Where is this? Load, stupid thing.
Again, he
Hold on,
reacts to
We're
Toby
finding
Rama.
this. We're finding this. We're not. So, what is this? A minute?
Name is Wicked Tongue, and we white Zetsu call ourselves Wagging Tongue, so...
A minute. And in a minute 7, he sees Toby Rama and moves out of the way. And here, I'll share the screen for Seno.
Yes,
And
perfect. This is exactly what I'm arguing. I'm watching it right now.
Faster than Obito. While Black Zetsu's
react-
nickname
he
is
doesn't
Wicked
react.
Tongue, and we
They can
white
see this too.
Zetsu call ourselves Wagging Tongue, so...
that is a reaction right there.
No, again, he doesn't react to Toby
He
Rama
moves out of
teleporting
the
behind
way.
him.
Is
He
that not a
reacts to
reaction?
Toby Rama. Okay, let me restate this.
Okay.
He doesn't react to Toby Rama teleporting behind him. He reacts
Okay.
to Toby Rama trying to slice him in the back.
Okay, sure.
That's it.
That's fine. But the thing is, that would still, although that's instant, in that case,
Perfect.
it still takes time for the attack to go
It's
through.
perfect. It's perfect.
Like
he
with Toby
can't
Rama.
react to the instant movement, but he
And
can react to
even
Toby
then,
Rama.
we see,
That's exactly what I'm
even
arguing.
in this, Madara also looks at Toby Rama immediately after. And can also, and in the second occasion,
Just look
we also see. Here, let me post this back up.
He doesn't react to Toby Rama until like a half a second after.
Go back. Let me go back 5 seconds. Yep, immediately pops his head up as a reaction. And then, where's the second occasion?
Wait, go back. Wait, no. Play the full clip. Like one.
Let me see.
No. Play the full clip from like 1 minute.
From 1 minute.
Yes.
Name is Wicked Tongue, and we white Zetsu call ourselves Wagging Tongue, so...
Right there.
And we white Zetsu call ourselves
Okay,
Wagging
this is
Tongue,
literally just
so...
my whole
Because
argument.
he can hear it. That's it. Like he can also
Again, he
That's the
doesn't.
thing.
He can sense it. He can hear
And
it.
then he
We
turns
see his head
around
pop up
immediately.
a half a second after. We see his head pop up a half a second after.
Let's slow it down a bit.
See, he does like a little head perk up. Bingo! You see his head perk up right there on the left. Yeah, that's.
And we also see
later
his
than the
eye
front
move, but that's out of right there.
Perfect.
We also see his eye move
Perfect.
right there. At like a
Wait
minute
again?
4.
Again.
And that one was a little too fast. But I'm curious, what does this
Don't
have to
move.
do with your part?
I'm saying that he's perfectly capable of reacting to Toby Rama, yet he can't react to the flying Raijin. That like is a perfect example of your jutsu, your instant teleportation scaling over your speed.
Even then, actually, technically the flying Raijin would be irrelevant, but that's a side point. Just because it's not bound by space or time. But the thing here is that... Actually, I don't know if I'm willing to argue that point. Should I argue it's irrelevant? Because then, yeah, that'd be kind of sus if they could react. But, okay, so because the flying Raijin's this instantaneous thing, and that...
Wait, no, I argued previously about how the Kamui above the flying Raijin.
Okay,
So
and then the Kamui's above that.
Okay, so
and
your
I guess
Kamui,
it would go back
right?
to this point of, can we prove Obito? Man, I feel like we're just going about in circles at this point.
The thing, so I don't think any of Kakashi's Kamui reactions actually scale to like his speed. And the only other time we see this Ashbone shot hit him, he comments on how fast it is, and then has to use Kamui on it.
To activate a
He's not
jutsu,
fast
don't you have to... Okay, so like this is something similar with Minato. To activate a jutsu, you need to be as fast to activate. Not as fast as the ability you're going to use, but as fast as the attack that you're going to react against. Like with
That's what
Minato,
I'm saying. They're
when
relative.
they're
That's what I'm
relative.
saying. They're like pretty much equal speed.
No, because that
Because
means he exceeds that attack. That's the thing.
no,
If he's able to
the
react
attack's getting
faster than
shot at
the
him.
yes, if the
All right,
attack
let me go real quick. Let me go real quick. Okay, so he sees the ash bones getting shot at him, and he like explicitly comments on how fast they are. And the only thing he's capable of doing, he can't dodge the attack. The only thing he can do is Kamui it. We just went over that. And
okay.
yet he was Kamui. So Obito's Kamui works as him. He puts that part of his body in the Kamui dimension so it passes through them. Right?
Okay.
Kakashi was capable of, while it was coming, that's the only thing he was capable of doing. Kamuiing that part of his body into the Kamui dimension so it passes through him. He wasn't capable of dodging it. He wasn't capable of doing anything else. So this is just Kakashi being like slightly lower than the Ash Bones, or like slightly lower than the Ash Bones, or
It'd
both
be
equal him in
slightly
speed.
above. That wouldn't make. If he was slightly lower, he would have gotten hidden by it.
No, if he was slightly lower, it just took him a while, and that's why he commented on how fast they are.
No, yeah, and he's
Because it
able
took him
to.
a while.
Okay, so if you comment on how fast it is, that's all of a sudden your peak speed. What?
No, I'm saying because he comments on how fast it is. He like it takes him a long ass time to Kamui it, or like it takes him a long ass time to react to
So
it, and like
so
it
if he
clearly
doesn't make that
almost hit him
comment, he
before
would
he
go
reacts.
faster than. That's exactly what you just said to me.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying using context clues by him commenting on how fast it is. That means it's going like
That would
faster than
still.
him.
Okay, we're still stuck on this point of it still exceeds though. That's the thing. So Kaguya fires it. Then Kakashi can react to it. That's the thing. That still
It
exceeds the
it
attack.
doesn't necessarily exceed it. You can react. Okay, I'll give you an example. Right? If a car's fucking coming flying at you and you jump out the way, are you faster than the car?
No.
No.
But then again,
Okay. So this flying ash bone is flying at him, and he
well,
comments on
actually,
how
it
fast it is,
depends. It
and then
depends
he
on the car.
communes his
I
body,
should
and it passes through him.
I should
He's not
say it
faster
depends
than
on
the
the
car.
car and what the context is. Can you
A
give me the
fucking
context?
I don't know, a Bugatti coming at you, and you jump out the way of the car. Are you faster than the Bugatti?
A
Going at full
Bugatti
speed.
going at
Going at
full
full speed.
speed. No, you would get hit by it.
You can jump out the way of it. What?
No, like what's the distance? Like, are we saying a mile? Like, what the
No.
heck's the distance?
No. Like I don't know, like fucking 20 yards,
20 yards. No, it would still hit you.
and you
He can still like
Oh,
chase.
no, well, no, that's just art. Like that just depends on how fast you are. But you're still not faster than something you dodge. You already agreed to it. So we see Kakashi comment on how fast it's going, right?
Okay,
And then all he can do is Kamui his body. That's it. That's it being faster than him. And then
sure.
obviously
We'll
the
roll with
Raikiri
this.
doesn't
I don't
scale.
really care to argue this point. Okay,
Okay.
so we're
And
still
the
stuck in
Raikiri
this
increases your speed.
perpetual circle. It's still this.
Okay. And the Raikiri, you know that the Raikiri gives you a speed amp, right?
The Raikiri gives you a speed amp.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would just make him faster then. Thanks.
While using that. So
So
that
then
like
there you go. Exceeds Kaguya. There you go.
okay, so in the
So
fight, since you wouldn't have Raikiri up, he'd just get blitzed by Naruto.
there's also the fact that, and you keep avoiding this point, is that is above that stronger Kaguya as well because he uses
What,
the
the
Kamui
Kamui?
Shuriken and affects Tailed Beast Kaguya, who's only surpassed by
Talking about the Ash Bones?
no.
What are you talking about then? I don't know what you're talking about then.
With he's able to use Kamui Shuriken and affect a stronger Kaguya than the stronger Kaguya we're talking
Can
about,
you send the
the
scan of
Tailed
that? I
Beast.
think you already did, but I don't remember which one it is.
Sure. Kamui Shuriken. Oh, actually, I might just have it downloaded already. Give me 1 second. I have like thousands of tabs open. It's with the Biju arm.
Can you send it?
I have a specific screenshot of it affecting the arm, which I already know we're gonna argue from there, but
Do Do you know what part of the fight it is? And I can just go to the
Yeah,
chat
it's
and send the link. It's
let me
that Kage,
just
right?
let me
It's the
just do
stronger
this.
Kage or whatever.
No. This is
Is it
Tailed Beast Kaguya. This is stronger than the Kaguya that
Oh, okay, I'm looking at it. Oh, it just Kamui's the beast arms?
and the beast arms that
Yeah,
Naruto had to push. He had to have his own clone push him out of the way because he couldn't react to it.
let me find that part of it.
But here's this.
What? Kamui sure is it?
Yeah, and then here's
What? I don't know where I see Naruto in this
no.
in this
Give
part.
me a second. Where's Kakashi versus Kaguya? Why is every 2 hours long? Screw that.
I see what you're talking about. I see what you're talking about. You're talking about this. I sent Kakashi Kamuiing them, and I sent Naruto hitting Sasuke and the boy.
Oh, is it Sasuke? It's
So
either
you're saying Naruto couldn't react?
uh
I think he quite clearly does this to knock Sasuke out of the way too. First of all, second,
let me see.
that's
I
reacting.
could have sworn
He's
the anime it
literally
was
reacting.
Naruto. Either way, um give me a second.
That's quite clearly
It
reacting.
takes forever for this to load.
And again, like this Kamui, this whole
Wonder
Kamui
if the
just like lies depending on who won that point.
this whole Kamui thing depends on who won the point.
Who won the previous points? Kamui.
The previous points of Kamui. What do you mean by that? By like
Like
who?
we argued with Toby Rama. We argued with like the Minato or like statement from Minato. We just argued about like
Well, wouldn't that
like jutsu scaling to your speed, all that. It lies dependent on that.
okay?
So
But the
we
thing
have
here
that,
is
right?
that okay, but my point is I'm not arguing speed here. It's still able to affect a Kaguya that is stronger than the stronger Kaguya that we have been talking about.
So affecting it, right? You like the
Yes.
Kamui have
Yes.
okay, you can affect it, whatever. I don't know how that helps you.
Yes. No, that's still a feat. Affecting something. Like if I punch a wall and I break it
Yeah,
right
no
there,
shit.
that is breaking a wall.
One shot per arm.
Okay, now if let's say I break a wall, or let's say I have two walls back to back. I break a wall and I make a hole through the second wall. That means I still exceed that first wall, and I'm getting into that territory of breaking that second wall. That's still what my point is.
Okay. Okay, so Kakashi can affect B arm and Naruto can cut her arm off.
Okay, that's still it's a
Okay.
weaker Kaguya. We're
Right.
still.
Right.
This is why I want to go to conclusions, because we keep going around in circles on this point, or on points.
Okay, yeah, actually I think I'm done.
All right, sweet.
Oh, wait, my concluding like my win consciousness is the shit out of Kakashi with what's it called? His fuck is it called? Full release on. Since he didn't have it on when he blitzed Kaguya, with full release on he'd blitz Kakashi. And after he blitzed Kakashi, since they have similar AP, he'd like one shot. That's it.
Okay, so my conclusion's pretty simple. Basically, what I've established is that that I almost said Kakazu. Kakashi is able to exceed the stronger Kaguya, or at least be relativistic, and can affect a Kaguya that's stronger than the Kaguya we've been talking about, the tail bleached, buffed Kaguya. And then with the whole chakra point of if he has minimalistic chakra, from there it would only be stronger. I've set a ground break of probably like 100 times ish, a little bit higher of the difference between the Kaguya that Naruto has fought and that Kakashi has fought. And with the chakra thing, that the point that we'll find out who won would only make it more exponential for Kakashi. And there's also BFRs that Kakashi has that Naruto can't escape from. That's my point. All right, Sombra, you can conclude, or you can give your own. Talk about who
Uh,
won
if
that.
I could go over all the previous points, so basically
Well,
Right.
wait, you'd be
I
making
think
a
I was
second conclusion. You can't make second conclusions.
giving a win con, but whatever, it's fine. I don't need to say anything else. Just give a judgment.
We would,
This debate was a fucking mess, alright? This is so bad. Hold on. Okay, so first fucking point was the whole Obito and Kakashi chakra, blah blah blah. And there was no real conclusion on that. It was just, well, Kakashi has more than no chakra, and it was just a then gets to the chakra debate, which I would say Voro won. Because it really comes down to a thing of you can use chakra to amp yourself. That was the whole point. And so if he has more of his own chakra, he can amp himself further if he's at 100%, which he wasn't in this fight. So the points that Voro made stands.
Wait.
Especially since Gain, you mentioned that he was fatigued. So he is. So you are talking about a fatigued Kakashi.
Well, no.
So Roman's that point. You did say fatigued, yes.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that that's fine. I'm just saying that this basically my whole point in that argument was that while he was amping himself, like performing all of his feats, like Voro even agreed that he was amping himself during those feats. So I think I proved that when Kakashi
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, though. It comes back to this whole thing with Obito. The fact is, he can only amp himself to the amount of chakra he has. He is not at his own 100%. He doesn't have all of his chakra. He can't amp himself to his peak. He can only amp himself to the limit that he can gain. That's it.
Yeah,
So
no, I kind of
him
fucked myself
amping,
by not finding that scan because that would have proved it.
yeah.
Anyway,
So Voro wins that point. Then when it comes to the, I suppose like the another main one was, I'll talk about the Toby Rama one first, and then the Kamui one. I would say, how do you pronounce your name? Gain? Which
Gian.
pronunciation? Gian? Okay. I would say I agree with Gian on the Toby Rama thing. Madara only he reacted to Toby Rama dash at him, and while he did like lift up his head a bit and like react, that was after the actual teleportation, so he never reacted to the actual thing. But then we get to what I think the dumbest thing in this whole thing, was the fucking Kamui bullshit. Back does and blah blah blah. Okay, so on to fucking thing of this sort of does Kakashi reacting to it make him faster or comparable to Kaguya? And the car example I don't think worked at all. No offense, but it just wasn't given a good enough description, I don't think. I would just call that one a tie, to be honest, because there wasn't any like firm conclusion on that really.
I agree with that. It wasn't concise at all. It was kind of, yeah, it was a hodgepodge.
It was just like you both threw around the points like it was musical chairs or some shit. It was weird. Oh fuck. What else happened? Then the win conditions. So Gian, I don't think you really prove ever that Naruto can split Kakashi. So your win condition isn't supported. Whereas Voro did mention that Naruto has no way of getting out of the Kamui dimension. So is BFR win on does apply here, which I think is the main thing that makes me think Voro won this debate. His win con actually applies with the points he made.
Well, let me just say one thing.
Uh-huh.
Correct me if I'm wrong, right? But did he not agree to Kakashi being like relative to relative to Kaguya and speed.
He agreed to it being relative to a stronger Kaguya than what Naruto
And
Blitz.
I don't think he was able to prove his quantification.
The problem is the main problem is what it is. It's this weird situation with again, Kakashi wasn't at his peak here, which we agreed on. I came to that consensus. So there's no peak Kakashi being applied. It's a fatigued one that's reacting to Kaguya. I'm not gonna get into the whole Kamui thing.
So it's
Here,
just
here,
saying it's
here.
not.
Let
Just,
me add something here. We let Sombra decide who won that chakra point of if Kakashi was at his peak, or like if he was at his peak, he would be stronger. Sombra had said that the point would then go to me, and I had made a notion that if we allowed that, then that means Kakashi would only be stronger than this 100 times, like what is it, like 4 through 100 times if we'd use maybe what is it, 8 through 1,000, something like that. Like, so right there is what Sombra's saying, is that point was one to me, and that was the deciding factor. That's what he was saying.
Yeah, like
I understand that. I don't know if it's like different. I'm like I debate like within the community, within the Discord community. It's just like kind of different. So forgive me, but like, yeah, I don't know. Like, it kind of seems like I don't like be negative. It just kind of seems like you're judging based on like who's actually right versus who
oh no
argued it better. That's just what it seems like to me. Because or like
the
who
thing is,
won.
I do feel that for one, I don't think that you pushed your win con enough with Naruto actually being able to blitz Kakashi. That's the problem. And the fact that Voro won the chakra point does mean that in this case, Kakashi is heavily fatigued, and that's multiplication, that's mentioned, does apply, and therefore there is a multiplication that we have actual number that we apply here. So that means that unless you can define how much faster Naruto is in getting instant, which you didn't, that means that the blitzing mentioned does not apply to Kakashi, even if it applies to Kage, right? So that win con doesn't work. The Kamui win con, right, does work. Because, as Ro mentioned, Naruto has no way to get out of the Kaguya dimension, and you never gave any to indicate that Naruto could. So therefore, Voro's win con works, your win con doesn't, and that's why I'm going to Voro.
Yeah, that's fine. I think I'm just I'm gonna send it to TG and see what he thinks.
Yeah, I have it record. I have the